Hey everyone, so today we are going to be looking at legs. This class could be quite good for, well, obviously for flexibility of the legs, being that that's the title, but also I generally use these kind of stretches after I've done a run, so as I'm sure many runners will be used to, but if you're new to running and you need to find more exercises or stretches to work with, then these can be quite good. As always, we're going to start quite slow and we're going to start lying down, and as always focusing on the breath. But yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start lying down, so gently come onto your mat and just hug your knees towards your chest. Just gently rocking from right to left, really allowing the spine to begin to drop down to the ground. Opening across the chest, really relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Letting the head be heavy, still just rocking gently, maybe trying to release around the pelvis, around the lower spine. And then exhale, gently release. Hug your knees again, lift your nose to your knees, squeeze into a tight ball. And drop your head back down. Letting your feet rest flat down on the ground. And gently close your eyes, bring your hands onto your abdomen. And take 5 breaths. As always, being aware of how the body feels today. How you want and are able to work with yourself. And letting the breath be long and slow. Feel like the body can drop heavier down to the ground. And your next exhalation, slowly release. Let the arms rest either side of you. Let the arms be heavy just for a couple of breaths. And then exhale, gently opening your eyes, or if at any point, obviously, if you want to maintain your eyes shut, then keep them shut. We'll hug the right knee towards the chest and lengthen the left leg away. Keep action in through the left leg. You can work hard if you want to keep your leg lifting. If not, just let the leg drop down to the floor again. Keep that leg and foot as active as you can and hug your right knee towards your chest as much as you can, slowly circling the ankles. Just observing any clicks, any pains, any discomfort. And then drawing circles in the other direction. Keep your shoulders releasing, your eyes softening, your forehead, your cheeks, your teeth and tongue. Keep that knee hugging tight. Lift your nose to your knees, squeeze your belly, lengthen through your spine, and slowly release. Gently begin to draw circles with the foot so that the knee is starting to move a little here. Keeping the shoulders heavy. Feeling the effect this has down to your pelvis, around to your spine, and then let's go round in the other direction, circling the knee in the other way, open across the chest, squeeze your belly, and then gently holding onto your knee, drawing nice circles with the pelvis, opening and moving and mobilizing around the joint, starting to warm up those muscles, to soften, feeling into any areas that are holding. And then gently release, come back to the center, hug your knee as tight in towards you as you can. Exhale, gently release, slowly, bringing your knee to the outer edge of your body, like you're trying to put your knee towards your armpit. You're going to grab hold of, on the inside, either of your shin, your ankle, or if you can, grab hold of your foot, and we're then going to start to push gently against wherever you've got hold of even, and draw the knee to the outer edge of the body, really starting to open around the pelvis. Breathing in and across the pelvic girdle, opening across your chest, still letting the head and the upper body be heavy. One more breath. And then slowly release. Take the foot towards the chest now, and then bend the left leg. Have the left foot flat down on the ground, and gently just ease the right knee away. What tends to happen is we hug the knee in towards the chest. We want to keep the pelvis square, belly engaged, and just ease. So you can press onto your left hip bone and your right knee to just open across the pelvis a little more and keep everything aligned. If this is enough, stay here. If you can take it to the next level, start to draw your legs towards you. So you can wrap the arms through the legs and use your elbow on the knee, or just keep your hand on the knee to just ease it away. Again, the tendency is for the knee to come closer, but we want to keep the pelvis aligned. Keep flexing your foot. Take one more breath. Breathing here. If, again, you want to take it further, start to straighten this left leg, flex the foot, and draw the pelvis a little closer. Working around that stretch through the pelvis, through the hips, through the glutes. And again, from here, bend the left knee and let the hips, so you're going to maintain the same position with your feet, just letting the pelvis drop to the side, which will mean that your right foot is going to come in contact with the ground. So the right knee is pointing up, the right foot is down, and the left knee is releasing. Open across your chest. Take one more breath here. Slowly releasing. Drawing back to the center, pressing both feet flat down, and then slide the right leg away, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Hug that knee as tight as you can. Again, hover the right leg or drop the right leg down to the floor. Squeeze your belly, lift your nose towards your knees, pushing the lower spine down to the ground. Make sure the shoulders don't come with you. And gently release, dropping back down to the floor. Again, starting to circle the ankles. Moving with the breath and just observing how the breath is feeling. Again and again, constantly checking in with the whole body, especially as it's really easy to get distracted and switched off and just think about all of the other things we want to think about. So just keep reminding yourself to think about your breath, think about how you're moving, and let's swap, gently rotating the knee. Moving with the breath. And going in reverse. Keep that right leg active, especially the foot, as much as you can. If it feels too tight in the lower spine, you can bend this knee a little, working within your limits. And then again, hugging the knee. Let's draw nice big circles with the pelvis, keeping hold of the knee so that circle doesn't need to be massive, but just moving gently, lubricating the joint, mobilizing. And again, going in reverse. Draw your belly back towards your spine. Keep the shoulders heavy. Keep the face relaxed. Think about each and every muscle. And hug that knee nice and tight. Take the knee towards the outer edge like you're trying to put the knee in the armpit again. And grab hold on the inside of your shin, your ankle, or your foot. And then gently resist and push that leg towards the outer edge of your body. Breathing here again, feel that nice space coming across the front of the pelvis. Again, this can be really strong for the hips, so bend that knee if you need to, but make sure the hips don't lift off, so push both sides of your pelvis down. Take one last breath here. On your next exhalation, gently bending the right leg, draw the left ankle across the knee and stay here. Right hand on right hip, left hand on left knee, opening across the pelvis. Staying here again, 3 breaths. If this is your limit, we'll stay here. If you can take it further, we'll start to draw the legs carefully again, either using the left elbow, the left hand to resist that left hip away, so it's still staying in line with the right pelvis. Draw your belly back to your spine, tuck your chin so the neck is long. Again, the forehead is soft, the elbows are dropping down to the floor. Taking a couple more breaths here. If you want to take it further, start to lengthen your right leg up to the ceiling. One more breath, drawing the legs a little closer if you've got a bit more space. And then slowly release. Again, twisting. So we're going to just allow this left foot to drop all the way down so it's in contact with the ground. The other foot is releasing away. Twist and look over your left arm. Keeping that left knee pointing up to the ceiling. You're opening and stretching around the pelvic girdle. One last breath. Really allow those hips to soften and stretch. And as you exhale, gently release, come back to the center. Hug both knees towards your chest. And give the legs a little kick. And then gently release, rocking forwards and backwards. Releasing through the spine and the pelvis. Coming all the way up. Gently coming round onto all fours. Spreading your fingers. Pushing your hands down so your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees below hips. And just let the hips rock from right to left. You can make really small movements, or you can let the hips drop as deep as you can. Taking one last breath. And coming back to the center. Turning onto your toes. Lift up to downward dog again. As always, let's keep those knees nice and bent as we step from right heel to left heel. Squeeze your belly to your spine. Slowly push the floor away with your hands. Let the head hang. And as you exhale, we're not going to stay here too long. Let's walk the feet towards the hands. So we're in the center of the mat. And just bending here. Letting the head hang. Squeezing your belly towards your spine. Swing around from right to left. And then as you exhale, come back to the center. Again, give the legs and hips a little shake and rest up onto your fingertips. So this might not be comfortable, in which case give it a pause and go grab a chair, because it will be much more comfortable to be a little higher and rest onto the base, the seat of the chair. So if you need a chair, go grab that. Or if you've got blocks handy, then use your blocks. So staying here, gently keep your legs as active and engaged as you can. And then whether you're on the chair or whether you're on your fingertips, we're going to just start to pulse the right leg as straight as you can. What tends to happen is we kick it up and we just kind of bend everything. Try and keep it straight. Keep lifting, just warming. We're going to do this 10 times. 5 more times. Keep engaging, really allowing that leg to swing. Feel that movement coming through the pelvis, the attaching hips, the attaching spine and abdominals. And I've totally lost count, so let's release. Press down through your right feet, open across your chest. And let's work with the left side. Lifting and lengthening. Keep squeezing your belly. Keep reaching the left leg a little higher, a little higher. Keep your neck and shoulders releasing. 3 more. And slowly release, bringing your feet down, pressing your head down to the floor. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Sorry, out in front of you, not towards the ceiling. Pressing either again onto your chair or onto the floor. We're going to now bring the leg out to the side 5 times and then hold it on the 5th breath. What we tend to do to come into this side lift is take the leg back, because that's much easier. So what I want you to try and do is just focus on taking it sideways. You may only move it 3 inches. You may move it 7, 17, but work within your limits of where the leg moves to the side, not to the front, not to the back. 2 more. And hold. Pressing down through your feet, lifting, lifting, lifting. 1 more breath. And release. Press down through your feet. We'll go to the other side. Lifting your right leg up and out to the side. Not to the back. Keep squeezing your abdominals. Keep lifting 1 more time. And hold. Press down through your feet. Lift your hips a little higher. 1 more breath. And slowly raise. Pressing down through the feet. Letting the head hang. And on your next exhalation, slowly walk those feet back to downward dog. Spreading those fingers. And softening. Lift your right leg up. Bring your right leg in front. Dropping your left knee down just to begin with. So from here, we're going to make sure that the knee, as always, is in line with the ankle. Press into your fingertips and lift your left knee. And we're just going to bounce the pelvis. So you're lifting and lengthening. Instead of working through the pelvis, feeling the attaching hips, spine and core. Beginning to bring length in through the front of your left leg. Keep your shoulders soft. And then exhale, release. Swing that right leg back. Lift your left leg up. And take your left leg all the way in front. Again, make sure you've got everything in line. Then come down into your position. Flex your toes, lift your knee. And bouncing your pelvis. release. Keep your abdominals engaged, your shoulders releasing, your chest broad. Press down through both feet so you're using your feet as much as the rest of the body. Keep slowing the breath down as you warm those joints up. Again, bringing length in through the front of the right thigh. And exhale, release. Swing that left leg back. Press down through both hands, both feet. Inhale, right leg high. Step your right leg in front. Dropping your left knee down. Pressing down through the feet. And this time we're going to press onto the top of the left foot behind you. So you're going to press down through your hands again. You're going to lift the knee and drop. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. Keep working in the same way a couple more times. Squeezing your core, opening across your chest. And then release, dropping that knee down. Keep the foot in contact with the floor and lift up to a low lunge, really letting the hips drop down, your abdominals engaging, squeezing across the front of the chest. Reach the arms up if you can. If your shoulders are too tight, take them wide. Keep lifting. Take one more breath. And then exhale, fold forwards. Sweep your right hip back, so you're starting to straighten. You might not be able to straighten it that much, that's fine, stay here. If that's too strong, as always, I think I've done this in another video, but it's a good one, come up onto the knee and start to straighten a little more. Wherever you are, hands down or up, or again, use the chair in front of you if it's still there. Start to straighten that leg as much as you can. Keep the toes down, one breath. Exhale, drop the pelvis forwards again. And this time, lift the toes. Squeeze your abdominals, open across your chest, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, slowly release, pressing those feet down. Turn onto the toes, press into your hands, lift your pelvis, lift your hands up towards the ceiling. If that's too strong, as always, drop the left knee down. Take one more breath. And release. Come back to downward dog. One breath. Lift your left leg high, bring your left leg all the way in front, dropping your right knee down, press onto the top of the foot. Again, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're in the right position. Pressing down through your hands, press onto the top of the feet to stretch the feet, lift the hips, lift the knees, and release. Lift the hips and the knees, squeeze your belly, and release. Press into the tops of the feet, lift, and release. Two more times, lift, and release. Lift and release. Dropping the knee down, dropping the pelvis. Inhale, start to sweep those arms all the way up. Or take the arms wide again, what works for you. Pressing down through the feet, lifting tall through the spine. Soften your forehead, your jaw, your teeth, your tongue. And then exhale, slowly release. Press down to your fingertips. Start to straighten that left leg. Again, lean onto your fingertips, the chair in front of you, onto the thigh, and start to pull that leg as straight as you can. Think about your upper spine. Make sure there's no rounding of the shoulders. One more breath. Release, drop the pelvis forwards. And then swing the toes up to the ceiling, straightening and lengthening through the calves. Exhale, slowly release, pressing onto both feet, turn onto your toes, press into your hands, lift up and look up towards the ceiling. Again, if it's too strong with the knee up, then drop the knee down. Reach those arms as high as you can and slowly release, coming back to downward dog. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your spine, lifting and lengthening here. As always, step from right to left as much as you need to. Making sure you're slowly bringing length in through the back of the legs. Really engaging through the front of the legs. And inhale, right leg high, bend the knee, and let the hips open as you lift the kneecap up towards the ceiling, bringing the toes as close towards your glutes as you can. Exhale, swing that right leg all the way in front, dropping the knee down. This time, we're going to draw this left hip all the way back, and you're lifting up. Start to shimmy that right leg away as much as you can. If you can, we're going to then turn onto the toes. If this is already too much and balance is not strong, come near a wall. I'm about to fall over. Or use a chair. Again, grab a chair, bring that close to you so you've got something to support yourself. If this is enough, stay here and just start to lengthen through here. Again, if you feel you can go further, we're going to keep that leg as straight as we can, toes flexing, and walk the hands down towards the floor, slowly lengthening here. Again, the important thing is the stretch, as we're working on the legs, comes through the legs, not the spine. There will be an inherent stretch through the pelvis, so that will be there, but just focusing more on what's happening with the legs. Squeeze your belly, open across your chest, lifting and lengthening here. Keep those toes active. Keep this hip and knee in line. And exhale, gently release. Slowly now let the hips drop down. So you've got this quite wide stance with the hip and the knee. You might want to take the right leg out to the side a little to really open across the pelvis. Staying here, one more breath. And then from here, press into your left hand. Let the hip and the knee roll out to the side as you lean back, opening across the chest. And slowly release, pressing into your hands, lifting back, come back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg high, bend the knee, squeeze your belly. Come all the way back and bring that left leg all the way in front. Gently drawing through the center of the abdominals, keep lifting through the spine, pressing down through the feet, opening across your chest. Staying here. And then as you exhale, slowly lift all the way back up. So we start to bring the right hip and the right knee in line. Start to straighten that left leg as much as you can and begin to flex your toes. Hug through the hips, hug through the abdominals. Use a support if you need to use a support. And stay here. If you feel like you can take it further, start to bend forwards, maybe a little. Maybe you'll bring your hands down, maybe you won't. Work within your limits. Press down through your feet and staying here, opening across the chest, squeezing your belly, lengthening through the legs. As always, once you're in the position, let's take the focus a little deeper to the breath. Use the exhalation to soften, use the inhalation to lengthen. And slowly release, bending the front knee, dropping the pelvis forwards, and start to swing that left leg out a little further to the side. So you're allowing the pelvis to really be nice and open. Press down through your right hand and lean onto your left hip. Lean back as you open across the chest. One more breath. Exhale, release, come back into downward dog. One breath here. Lift your right leg high. Step your right leg in front, dropping your left knee down. So if you need a cushion, grab a cushion. If not, we're going to roll the mat over as well. That can be a nice little extra cushion. And let's drop the knee down. So you're really trying to work that knee as far back as you can. Open across the chest and lift your belly up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to try and bend the knee. So this might be enough. And stay here. If you can take it further, I should have told you to bring a strap. Pause me and go and get a strap if you've got a strap or a tie or anything that can be used as a support. And you can use the strap to come around your foot and pull the leg gently. If you haven't got a strap, then grab hold of the foot if you can reach the foot. If you don't have any of those things, the reach to the foot or a strap, just keep that leg lifting and focus on the length coming in through the pelvis, starting to engage through the glutes, flexing and being active through the foot. If you can grab the foot, or again you have a strap, we're going to slowly start to draw the leg close towards the glutes. So you're really opening through the front of the pelvis. And again, keeping that nice length through the front of the body. You can, if you've got hold, you can use both hands and bring both hands back and really keep the chest open, looking without balancing. Keep focusing on what's comfortable for you. This is a pretty strong stretch for the quads, but a really nice one, especially after you've been running. Also, if we're working on flexibility, a pretty key stretch here. So let's stay here for a couple more breaths. Press down through your front foot. Again, you can start to resist. So as you're pulling the back leg, you can start to push the the leg against the hand. So as you do that, you'll find that stretch comes a little closer, a little stronger into the front of the thigh. And then let's slowly release. Press into your hands, coming back. Back up into downward dog. Lift your left leg, bring your left leg forwards, and again, slowly roll the mat or bring your cushion underneath your knee. Squeezing your torso, opening across the front of the body, dropping the pelvis down as much as you can. Supporting the lower spine by engaging the abdominals, and stay here. If this is enough, again, stay with this. If you can start to bend the leg, then bend the leg. Make sure that knee is far behind you and start to lift the toes off. Again, careful, it's quite easy to get cramp in this position, so be careful. If you get cramp, obviously do release and stretch your toes. If you can take it further, use your strap, or again, grab hold of the feet and start to draw the feet or the ankles in towards your glutes. Again, take that stretch nice and slow. Pressing down through your front foot, use your hips and your pelvis as you squeeze into the center to help you balance. And again, think about that focus in front of you. Keep lifting the spine, keep stretching those legs nice and strong. Breathing into the tightness within the stretch. If you can take it closer again, start to bring it a little closer. You can bring both hands behind you if it's comfortable so the chest is opening without falling over. If you can, don't worry if you do. Pressing down through your feet again. Let's work a little with resistance. So push against the hand and pull against, push the foot into the hand and pull the hand away. That doesn't make any sense. Push and pull. So you're creating resistance. You should find as soon as the tendency is it's easier to hold on to the foot. So if you start pushing the foot into the hand, you'll find that stretch comes deeper. Take one last breath. Oof, that side's tight. And gently release. Lift the knee and come back to downward dog. Give those hips a little wriggle. Press down through your feet. Lift those hips high. Exhale. Slowly drop the knees wide. Let the hips drop down. And let the whole head hang down. On your next exhalation, slowly roll all the way up to kneeling. Pressing onto the tops of the feet, lifting the spine nice and tall. And there's our 25 minutes already. So, letting the legs release, lift your spine, let your hands rest heavy, closing your eyes. As always, we'll just finish this session with 3 breaths. Releasing, softening, and focusing. Thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully you could see what was going on because I'm wearing all black and the nighttime is happening. So, thanks for joining. Obviously, take all of those poses within your limit, within your reach. Make sure you've got supports for your knees. This is a really good one. I just basically always work with those to, when I finish from a run, and also if I'm working on trying to open through the pelvis and the legs. So if you keep revisiting this video, keep having a look and noticing the work that you're doing, because you will find a nice gradual improvement. And equally, obviously, you can hold any of those poses for much longer and take this up to an hour's class or an hour and a half. And yeah, enjoy. Thank you.